What makes you angry? I get angry when something or someone touches me in a place where I really care about, strikes home. Jesus really cared about things and people, which is why we read in the Gospels that Jesus also, from time to time, got angry. One of the things that Jesus cared about most was creating, among his disciples, among his followers, a new family, a new home. Do you remember that time when Jesus is on the cross? So he doesn't have time to faff about with stuff that doesn't matter. He's dying, and he looks down at the foot of the cross, and he sees his mother, and he sees the disciple whom he loves. And he says to his mother, "This is your son." And he says to the disciple, "This is your mother." And what Jesus is doing there, in his life and in his death, especially his death here on the cross, is he's creating a new family. He's creating a new home. And it's a home which is not made up of people who are just blood relatives of one another. We're relatives of one another through Jesus' blood. And that includes people who are very different from us, people who are insufferably beautiful but also incredibly frustrating, people who occasionally smell of second-hand garlic. And that's why Jesus gets angry when God's home on earth, the temple, is corrupted. That's why Jesus uses such strong language when he talks about people causing a stumbling block to little children. This video message is for all church officers and especially parish safeguarding officers, because what you are doing, you are on the front lines of keeping Jesus' family, Jesus' home safe. What you're doing is utterly close to Jesus' heart, which is why I want to say to you on behalf of all of us in this great and glorious Diocese of Leeds, thank you. Huge appreciation, and I really mean that. We are so grateful to you for all that you do on our behalf and keeping our churches safe. The vast majority of you, I know, are volunteers. You do this out of your own time, you're not paid, and it can be wonderfully glorious work because Jesus is there, but it can also be really costly, complicated and frustrating work. And that's the reason that we want to put on a series of gatherings, and I want to invite you to those gatherings. We're having them right across the diocese and all the different episcopal areas, and you can go to whichever one you want, doesn't matter where you live. But these are gatherings bringing together people from these similar roles, church officers and especially parish safeguarding officers, for us to express our appreciation to one another, for us to meet with one another, and particularly the diocesan, our wonderful Diocesan Safeguarding Team, and for us to learn from one another, to share personally what's on our heart, what we find good and wonderful but also difficult in our jobs, and what we can learn from one another, and how we can stay up to date with all that's going on in the world of church safeguarding. So please come along over a cup of coffee or tea or cake. We want you to feel that you're part of something much bigger. We want you to be able to bring all your emotions. We want you to be able to bring what you care about, your joys, your frustrations, yes, even maybe your anger, because all of those emotions say that we care. They say that we love, and actually love is what all of this is about.